Hello and welcome back to the channel on our continuing voyage to become better blues players. My name's Mark, and in this lesson we're going to be looking at adding the blue note to an improvisation. 12 bar blues improvisation, we're going to be adding what's called a blue note, which is the flat fifth of the scale, to get a real bluesy sound. So this is the latest in a long running series of videos about blues improvisation. The beginner section was called Learn to Improvise Blues, and now we're into the intermediate section, which is called Improve Your Improvisation. So this is the fourth in the series, in the intermediate section. It's the 12th video overall. And what we're going to be doing is I'm going to show you box position 1, 2 and 3, which we looked at in the beginner series. Well, box position 1 and 2 we looked at in the beginner series, 3 we looked at in the intermediate. And I'm going to show you with each of those box positions how to add this particular blue note. And I'll show you 3 particular licks, and then I'll improvise over it myself. And then I'll leave you a backing track so that you can do the same. Okay, so a little refresher, box position 1, we're going to be in A for this particular lesson. A minor box position 1 is here. Okay, so you should be well familiar with that by now. And the flat 5 is, or the blue note, is a note that we can add in here. And we can add it in here. Okay, so that's where it is. It's called a flat 5 because if you think of the notes of A, B, C, D, E, and you flatten the fifth, you get the flat 5, which is an E flat, and that's what that note there is, E flat. Sorry, wrong note, E flat there. Okay, now the note by itself is a little weird sounding, so you don't kind of dwell on that for very long, because if you dwell on it, you kind of get this. So if you imagine an A chord followed by the flat 5, you get this. Okay, and suddenly we're not playing blues, we're playing Black Sabbath or something of that ilk. So in blues, we use this note a lot because it's the blue note, it's the bluesy sounding note. But we use it kind of like as a passing tone. We don't sit on it for very long. Okay, so that's box position 1. If we then think about box position 2, actually we don't play a flat 5 in there at any point. But then when we think of box position 3, box position 3, which we looked at in the last lesson, we can play the flat 5 here at fret 11 of the top E string. Okay, so box position 1, box position 2, no flat 5, and box position 3. Okay, so box position 3 and box position 1 really where the flat 5 comes in. So I'll show you some licks now. I'm going to show you 3 licks that I'm going to use in my improvisation. Then on the other side of the improvisation, I'll actually teach you these note by note. But these are kind of like probably my 3 favourite flat 5 licks. So lick 1 will go like this. Okay, and I'll be honest, I stole that from Peter Green, his version of It Hurts Me Too, which I have taught on this channel. So you may be familiar with that one. The second lick would then go like this. Okay. And then the third one is now up in box position 3 and will go like this. So they're the 3 licks. Now, if you're finding this series of videos valuable and you'd like to contribute towards the channel, then you can leave a tip in my PayPal tip jar, or else consider becoming a Patreon supporter, and details about those things are in the description below. So what I'll do now is I'm going to improvise over a 12-bar blues in A, and I'm going to try and drop those 3 licks in the improvisation, and then I'll come back and I'll actually teach you the licks one by one, tab on screen, and I'll leave you with the backing track. Okay, so I'll kick the backing track on. Okay, so that was an improvisation made up on the spot. I'm trying to drop those 3 licks in, kind of as much as I can, similar to what we did in the previous few lessons. Overusing those licks really, but kind of just dropping them in so that you can hear how they sound in different contexts throughout the 12-bar progression. Anyway, I'll show you the licks quickly now. Lick 1 goes like this. Okay, starting top E string, 5th fret, sliding, where are we, from 8 to 7 on the G string, then 5 on the G string to 7 on the D string. And I'm probably giving that a dirty little pull when I hit that 5 on the G string, before finally ending the lick on 7th on the D string, because as we all know and love, that's our root note, and our root note is kind of the important note to land on and rest on, because it's kind of where everything sounds safest. Okay, so that was lick 1. Lick 2 goes like this. Okay, so we're starting, where are we? 5 on the B string, and then walking down 8 to 7 on the G string, down to 5 on the G string. And then root note, 7 on the D. And then giving it a dirty pull, 5 on the G string, back to the root note, which is 7 on the D string. Okay? And then the third lick goes like this. A little bit faster this time. We're starting 12 on the top E string, and then we're doing this little move. We're coming off to 10 on the top E string, and then hammer on and pull off on the 11th fret. So nice and slow, that goes like this. Okay? That's the move, like super slow. I actually do it kind of this speed. Okay, so that little flick, it's just like, yeah, hammer on, pull off. Then what we're doing is we're coming down to 13 on the B, and then to 10 on the B, 12 on the B, on the D string, to 10 on the B string, and then we're doing that little dirty push again, which is 13 on the B string, push it slightly sharper, and come off to 10 on the B string. Okay, so the whole lick nice and slow. And you'll notice we're basically just dancing around this note here. 10 on the B string because that's our root note. Okay, so those are 3 licks you can learn. I've shown you where the flat 5 note is, kind of in those 3 box positions. So now it's your turn. I'll leave you at the backing track. Have a play over it, play with those licks. There'll also be a longer version of the backing track as a separate track on YouTube as well. So grab your guitar, figure out, learn where those flat 5 notes are, learn the 3 licks, and then jam over the backing track to your heart's content. I will see you next time when we're going to look at box position 3 and adding in the major notes, which is going to give us quite a BB King style sound. So I will see you next time. Until then, enjoy the backing track.